As we know, photosynthesis is one of the essential processes in plants. And photosynthesis occurs in the leaves of the plant. Now let us understand a few adaptations of the leaf that helps the leaf during photosynthesis. First is the waxy cuticle. It is a transparent and waterproof layer of the leaf. Its function is to prevent excess water loss from the leaf, and being transparent allows light to enter the cell. The cuticle is followed by the epidermis, lower and upper epidermis. The epidermis is the protective boundary of the leaf that is translucent, so that light passes through it quickly. Chloroplast is absent in an epidermal cell. The waxy cuticle is secreted by epidermal cells that help to prevent excess loss of water. In between epidermal cells, stomata are also present. Water moves out of the leaf through these stomata. The lower epidermis has more stomata than the upper epidermis. As we can see, the lower epidermis is at the shady part of the leaf. Thus, this will also decrease water evaporation. Mesophyll. The subsequent and essential adaptation of the leaf is mesophyll cells. If we take a closer look, the chloroplast is only present in mesophyll cells. Generally, mesophyll cells are of two types: 1. Palisade mesophyll cells, 2. Spongy mesophyll cells. Let's take a look at palisade cells. These cells are compactly arranged and are perpendicular to the epidermal cells. The highest number of chloroplast is found in palisade cells because of its elongated shape. Surface area to volume ratio helps in maximum carbon dioxide diffusion. Due to high moisture coating, carbon dioxide is dissolved before entering the cell. Now, let's talk about spongy mesophyll cells. Mesophyll cells are loosely arranged cells that help gases diffuse quickly through the intercellular spaces. The rate of photosynthesis in spongy cells is less as few chloroplasts are present in the cells. Spongy cells also allow carbon dioxide to diffuse before entering the cell like palisade cells. The epidermal cell layer is interrupted by stomata. Look at the structure of stomata carefully. Can you observe the two kidney-shaped cells with a small hole in the middle? These two cells are the guard cells. Guard cells are an essential adaptation of the leaf to control water evaporation. Generally, they are more on the lower surface of the leaf. The opening and closing of these guard cells will decide the amount of water evaporating from the leaf. Isn't it interesting? Let us understand when the guard cells are open and closed. Usually, it's open during the day and closed during the night. Now, you know that guard cells are open during the daytime. Let's take a look at the different processes that keeps the cells open. During the day, plants synthesize glucose, and potassium ions are actively pumped into the cell. Potassium ions and glucose lower the water potential of the guard cells. Remember, water moves from high to low potential. So, water moves inside the guard cell through osmosis. Guard cells expand and become turgid, and the stomata open. Similarly, during the night, the guard cells closed. During the night, photosynthesis does not occur, so no glucose is present in the cell. Potassium ions are pumped actively out of the cell during the night. As both potassium ions and glucose are absent, the water potential of the cell increases. Remember, water moves from high to low potential. So, water moves out from the guard cell through osmosis. Guard cells become flaccid, and the stomata close. How does a guard cell bend? As we know, many factors control the opening and closing of guard cells. Now let us look at the structural changes in the guard cell during bending. Let's begin with the structure of the guard cell. It has an uneven cell wall. The inner side has a thick cell wall that expands less, or it is more rigid. While the cell wall on either side is thinner, and it expands more as it is more flexible. So, when the guard cell becomes turgid due to water, the thinner cell wall expands, and the bending of the cell takes place. Xylem is an adaptation of plants that transport water and minerals from the roots to all the plant parts. And phloem transports food glucose from leaves to other plant parts. These are the adaptations of leaf to carry out photosynthesis.